I'm a little disappointed. This morning we were going to be talking with the attorney who defended Adolf Hitler, and then we were going to get the guy who defended Joe Stalin and Mussolini. But we had to settle for the attorney who defended John Wayne Gacy. And by the way, he's got a book out called Defending a Monster. The true story of the lawyer who defended one of the most evil serial killers in history. And it includes graphic pictures to really make you throw up. In case the words don't do it, the pictures will. Good morning. You're now a judge.
Sam Amirante.
Yes, good morning, Don and Roma.
How did
Sam
you become
Amirante.
a judge?
And his co-author, Danny Broderick.
Hi.
Because the other judges in Cook County decided to elect me to a position of associate judge, and Judge Comerford appointed me.
I see. Okay, so you were a young attorney at the time, and it says in the flyleaf, it says that you were a friend of John Wayne Gacy, and I'm wondering how you could personally have gotten along with a guy like this. And let me be blunt. Did you ever have sex with John Wayne Gacy?
No, of course not. And,
well, I don't know. I don't know.
No. As a matter of fact, when they put that in there, I said, why the heck did they put in there as a friend? Everybody knew John Gacy in that neighborhood. He was a precinct captain for the Norwood Park Democratic Organization. I was involved in an organization at the time. He knew who I was. He knew I was the chief public defender in Des Plaines, right where the Des Plaines police station was.
Yeah.
Gacy was a clout guy. He was a Chicago clout guy. He figured I knew the police. I'd find out why he was being tailed. When he was being tailed, he called me. He knew me from the organization. He said, Sam, can you do me a favor? And everybody knew Gacy. I said, sure, John, what do you need? That's what I knew him. That's
okay, so you defended him right through to the end. Right to the end. And are you ashamed?
No, absolutely not.
Why
I'm
not?
very proud of defending people because I work hard at it.
Why aren't you ashamed? The man is one of the right on the front of the book. It says he was one of the most evil serial killers in history, and you defend this man.
And even in the words of Judge Garippo, if the John Gacy's of the world can get a fair trial, all of us are safe in this country. Just like I was proud to be in the Marine Corps, and a lot of my fellow Marines have died over the years to protect those rights we have. I'm proud to protect those rights.
So he had a fair trial, and he got justice.
He absolutely did.
He got justice.
That's what the law required, and that's what he got. Yes.
Okay. So then what's to complain about?
I'm not complaining about anything.
Oh, good.
Did he ever show remorse to you at any time?
No, never. Never showed a bit of remorse. Interesting thing about him, and this stuff is all in the book, and that's what the book's about. It's about our Constitution, Don and Roma.
Your prologue starts with John Adams and the basis of his defending the Brits, in fact.
Who were terrorists.
Yes.
And he was
their rights.
He was defending the most unpopular man in the country at that time. He became, John Adams, of course, was instrumental in creating the Sixth Amendment right to counsel. He said no country with free men should be without counsel. And
so as you found out about what this man had done, what a monster he actually was, were you disgusted? Did you discuss it with him? Monstrous things.
I was so busy, I didn't have time to be disgusted. I mean, you look back at it, of course, he was a horrible human being. But, lawyers represent horrible human beings. But the point is, our Constitution doesn't say every good person gets a defense. It doesn't say that every citizen gets a defense. Our Constitution says every person in this country has the right to counsel. Every person has the right to due process of law. Every person has the right to be presumed innocent. And like I said, too many men and women and young men and women have died to protect those rights for over 200 years in this country for anybody to take those lightly, especially a lawyer.
My question, Don, is how would you do it differently? You think that certain people don't deserve a trial, don't deserve a defense?
Oh, no, I didn't say that at all. I thought he was on trial and he was found guilty and he should have been executed, and he was.
But eventually,
but it took forever to happen.
14 years or something.
Justice delayed is justice denied.
Right, as Bill Kunkel called him, he was the poster boy for the death penalty in the state.
So, did you ever go to the home?
Oh, yeah, I was at that home while they were actually doing the digging. I was in that home during that time.
Were you there before the digging? I mean, had you ever been in his home?
I had been in there again as a He was a commissioner for the Norwood Park Street Lighting District, and I was an attorney that helped out.
Did you
I used to do their
smell
budget every
anything
year.
when you were in that
You know,
house?
that's all garbage. And all the smell of this and the smell of that and
But
body
look at
parts.
the rotted bodies. I mean, you show
No,
these.
you know
There
what he
was
did?
no smell.
He put lime over the bodies. I mean, when you go to a cemetery, you smell bodies. You don't smell things. He put lime. He had lime, and he had everything covered. And the only thing that smelled in that house was a musty odor because he from the crawl space. It was not a smell of death. There was not a smell of putrefying bodies. That never was detected. There were hundreds of people in that house over the years. He had these huge parties. There was never any complaint of smell. That came about because Gacy himself, who was like William Aaron, stop me before I kill again, he turned on the heat, the air blower, and he unplugged the sump pump after he invited the police officers into his house to talk to them, to have a drink or to have dinner with them. He wanted to get caught. He was trying to get caught. It's the only way he knew how to stop the killing. He was like Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, I
his
don't
evil
believe
was
that.
taken over is good.
You're still his defense attorney. You're
you-
still arguing the case.
Well, you know what?
He's a nice guy. He wanted justice. He wanted to get caught. Baloney.
And I
Nobody's
believe what I do.
suggesting he was a nice guy.
No, nobody said it. So, you know what? The good part of him was a nice guy. The bad part was the worst of evil. He was like dichotomy.
Yeah.
In that little bit of good that was left in him, he was playing cat and mouse games with the police. When he kidnapped that last kid out of the pharmacy, he did something different than he usually did, and he really was either getting very dumb about what he was doing, or he wanted to get caught.
What did he do that was different?
Well, he never kidnapped the kid out of a place where everybody was around and everybody could see him.
Yeah.
And that was different. He kind of broke the mold when he did it. He broke his M.O. when he did that.
You go into grisly detail in this book, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Defending a
That's the kind of
monster.
thing I faced. And that's what I want people to know, what lawyers face. I mean, here's a guy who came in and through all this grisly detail. We are still obligated and will, with passion, represent somebody because we believe in our Constitution. In every person. We're not defending John Gacy in the court. We're defending you, Roma, you, Don. We're defending every person in this
No,
country.
you're not
has those
defending me
rights.
because
Oh, yeah,
I'm
we
not
are.
in court. No,
Oh, yeah, we
I'm
are.
not there. No, I'm on the side of right. I obey the law. I don't kill people.
And
But
even
he
innocent
was-
people get accused sometimes.
Was John Wayne Gacy your first client ever?
No, I was
Murdered
a
client?
public defender for 4.5 years.
Oh, you have.
I was the chief public defender in the 3rd district in the northwest suburbs, and I had other cases, not serial killer, but I had other murder cases that I tried before
Danny
that.
Broderick, were you involved at this time that
Were
Sam
you a
was...
friend of John Wayne Gacy? Did you have sex with him?
He did.
No, I didn't have sex with John Wayne Gacy. Actually, I was in law school at the time. I joined Sam's firm about 2 years after the trial ended.
Danny's the author. He's the guy that put all these thoughts on the pages. That
But
really
you
reads
were
like a
around when he
novel.
was executed. I mean,
I
you must have
certainly
been
was.
involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
to the we weren't. It's not an involvement.
But I didn't even know Danny at the time.
Yeah.
He was in law school. He worked for Jim Etchingham and I as an associate. Years
But you
later.
tried to keep him from getting executed.
Yeah, I try to get him found not guilty by reason of insanity, so we could study him, put him in a mental institution, a structured environment, so he couldn't hurt anybody, and then prevent from other serial killer from doing it again in the future.
Oh, yeah, we'll learn a
by
lot.
looking for
Okay,
signs.
it
Well,
sounds like
that's
you
what we should.
believe that Sam represented him through the appeals. He did not.
Oh, you did not?
No, it's to the end of the
His
trial.
representation ended the day the trial ended.
Oh, so
Okay,
you weren't
so
down
you didn't
there
have
at,
anything to do with
15
selling the
months.
paintings in prison or
none
any of that stuff.
Although there was an interesting story when he was down there. I think Karen Conti would tell you this story. She represented him then. Some woman was going down to visit him, and she wanted to marry him.
Yes.
And Gacy told us, we
There's
want to.
such sickos out there.
He said this sick woman wants to marry me. She wants to marry. She has 2 sons in a joint down here. Why would I marry into a family like that and ruin my reputation? That's the kind of guy Gacy was.
So you were not down there with the midnight vigil with the candles and all of the do-gooders trying to keep him from
I
getting
was
executed.
home.
I was there with the candle.
I don't do that. That's not, I'm a lawyer in the courtroom. I didn't try my case to the press, not like some of these cases you see today. I believe in trying a case in the courtroom, and that's what I did.
Did you meet the family, the parents of
I had to
these
see those
33 boys?
You know what? That was probably the toughest thing in the case. I had to look at those families every single day. I'm a dad myself. Danny's a dad, and that's why in '84. Don, I wrote the I-Search law. You know, the Missing Child Act of 1984 that Jim Thompson signed into law. Phil Rock sponsored it in the Senate, and Ralph Caparelli in the House, I believe. That started the whole thing. It's the Amber Alert. Now, I wrote that because of the Gacy case. If there's any silver lining at all, it's a silver lining here.
Let's go. How many
One of the poignant things about the Gacy Day Parade is they put up 33 tombstones across Daley Plaza. They also had 33 pairs of little kids' shoes to make the impact of what actually occurred.
Right.
The man was evil.
If you look to the back of the, in the back of the book there, in our epilogue, and it's really important you read the prologue and the epilogue, because the epilogue talks just about those things and about the victims there.
Yeah.
You see all their pictures, and the reason I wrote that I-Search law, so these children, these young boys, would not have died in vain. You know, lawyers do have a heart.
Actually, the book, if you read the book cover to cover, it answers the question, how can a lawyer represent such a monster? That's what it's written for.
Okay, the book is titled Defending a Monster, and John Wayne Gacy's picture is right on the front. And it is the true story of the lawyer who defended one of the most evil serial killers in history, although he didn't have sex with him. All right.
Neither of them.
So how many copies have you sold so far?
My wife is listening, and she
What?
Have you sold a bunch?
Yeah, we're selling a lot. We're on 2 Amazon bestseller lists right now. Legal History is one. We're actually on the American History bestseller list, and on True Crime Serial Killers. So we're moving.
Nice to see you this morning.
We have a book signing today at 12:30 at Books A Million.
Don wouldn't shake your hands when you came in, I noticed. So,
well, you know, come on.
Books A Million, 144 South Clark at 12:30.
144 South Clark at when?
12:30 this afternoon.
12:30. You can meet the people who defended John Wayne Gacy.
Don, I was taller than you before that case. Now this is all that's left.
You're going to go through a metal detector before you go in that store.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, nice to
Danny,
see you.
thank you for coming in.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.